Are we live? We have a live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen, of the reveal in certain ways of the GV60. This is Genesis' first electric vehicle for most of the world. They have a G80E in China, I believe, probably in Korea as well. But the GV60 is going to be their global first electric car, and it is based on the eGMP platform that is also shared with Hyundai and Kia, go figure. We already have seen the Ioniq 5. I've seen it firsthand. I saw it in Miami. It's a pretty cool electric car. Haven't driven it yet, so stay tuned. There's also the Kia EV6, which has a GT version with almost 600 horsepower. So tonight we'll see the quirky GV60. We've seen the exterior and interior design so far. What we haven't seen are the numbers. We haven't seen electric motors. We haven't seen batteries. We haven't seen the specifics. There are rumors. Well, you can see in this picture, there are digital rear view mirrors, which we are not going to be getting here in the States. There's also strong suggestions that it's going to have a wireless charging system, which would be the first in a mass-produced vehicle that I'm aware of. So, Kirk, I'm already getting a question. McLaren Speedtail, Cadillac Lyriq, or Genesis GV60? Probably not the Cadillac. I don't think there's been a Cadillac. Cadillac is just not my favorite brand. Obviously, I don't cover them on the channel. So, yeah. Cameron says, hey, Kirk, what's up, man? Ali Autos, Kirk, I've been subbed since you only had 700 subs and reviewed new Lexus vehicles. Big fan. Thanks for coming out, Ali Autos. Yeah, I think I remember. Man. Josh J says he's excited. How's everyone doing tonight? Where are you guys coming from? What are your expectations for the GV60? I can talk powertrains because I made a spreadsheet eons ago about the Ioniq 5 and 6 and eventually 7, as well as the Kia EV6. So it's going to have a base rear-wheel drive setup. All GMP modules do. So 225 horsepower is going to be the base engine. Now, there are other options that are probably going to be available in Korea, maybe China, since Genesis is now in China, with smaller battery packs and less horsepower. You're not going to see these options here in any Ioniq or Kia vehicle for a long time here in the United States. So for the Genesis GV60, it's going to start right here more than likely. Could be wrong. They could decide to make this the base setup, which is a total possibility. They could say, hey, we're not going rear-wheel drive. We can go rear-wheel drive bias, but we're going to give you all-wheel drive standard, 320 horsepower. That could be a possibility. But we don't really have pricing that I'm aware of on the Ioniq 5 nor the EV6 yet. And I believe the Ioniq 5 was supposed to be on sale by the end of this year, but everything keeps getting pushed back. And these were just my takes on the pricing. So time will tell what we see from the Ioniq, or the prices, should I say, from the Ioniq and Kia EV6. So this is a fancy Kia EV6 with a Genesis badge, more or less. I mean, because it shares the same platform. You know, people make that comparison with Lexus vehicles all the time. Oh, you know, it's a fancy Toyota. Well, that's, yeah, if you want to break it down in the most elementary way possible, yeah, it's like a Toyota, but it's a lot more than that. There are a lot more differences, such as the time these vehicles take to build. The tolerances are completely different than the mainstream brands when you're comparing the luxury brands. When do you think the Titan will be redesigned if it stays in the lineup? Oh, gosh, I don't know if the Titan will be redesigned, to be honest. I don't have a good feeling on it, so I'm not even going to give you a time or date. Josh is coming from Long Island. Bennett is coming from Michigan. McLaren from New York. Let's see here. McLaren Speedtail can wireless charge too. Danny Alex is in the house. Greetings from Long Island. I think I said that already. Ionic 6 has been spotted in camo in the wild. Yes, I've seen that. Yep. Salt Danny, greetings from the UK. Is there any possibility, in your opinion, we're going to see a new Evo? There's probably a 50-50 chance we see a new Evo, but it's not going to be like a Lancer Evo. It would be based off of some crossover in the lineup or a fully electric performance EV. That's where I see Evo. But Mitsubishi it's really hard to predict their future. Have I reviewed the NX450H F Sport? No, but I've reviewed the 2020, which is the identical besides like colors. Maram says hello from Saudi Arabia. What's up? Leo's coming from Seattle. Leo, good follower of the channel. He's always there. He's like first commenter on like 99% of the videos. He's a legend. Yash Dugal, hello from Melbourne. How you doing? Good day. It's probably much earlier over there. It'll tell me it's 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. You're living. It's the last day of the month over there. Obaid. Hopefully I say it could be Obeid. I could be butchering your name. I apologize. From Denver. I have family in the Denver area. Yeah, so is the Ioniq 5N possible? Not only is it possible, I think it's like going to happen. Hey, if Kia's getting an EV6 and they're not known as a performance brand, well, the EV6 GT. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. If Kia's getting this, why wouldn't Hyundai, who's been pushing in cars hard the past 2 or 3 years, not come out with their version of this on the Ioniq 5? It just hasn't been announced yet. It's been there's been a high performance Ioniq 5 spied around the Nürburgring, so it's more than likely going to happen. I would say like over 80% chance that the Ioniq 5 is going to get this powertrain right here as a Ioniq 5N. So, and if it doesn't come out on the Ioniq 5, it doesn't mean that, like, let's say it could come out as Ioniq 6N. They're just testing that powertrain, the Ioniq 5 shell. Does that make sense? So it'll come to the Ioniq lineup in some shape or form. So, great question. Stuart Starling, Northeast Florida. I'm on the complete opposite end. You're getting EV6. GT, oh my gosh. Yeah, good luck, man. Good luck not roasting tires and staying out of jail, because with this amount of power, this is crazy. The 300 miles of range is not happening. It's probably more like 250. I don't know why I have that in there. But yeah. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Captain Kirk at it again with another epic world premiere, says Mario. Yes, Steven's in the house. Neighbor got a GV70. Beautiful vehicle, although the wheels give me a little trypophobia. Yeah, so the GV70 I reviewed today. Well, the review came out today, and hopefully you guys got a chance to watch it. I really enjoyed the GV70. It's not perfect for a lot of different reasons, but it's really darn good. So hopefully you guys get a chance to watch that. When will I review the Palisade? Who knows? Hyundai's coming on strong. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, the things holding Genesis back right now is lack of dedicated dealers, I should say. You know, people who are dropping luxury money want a luxurious experience, and they don't want to have to talk with, or rub elbows with the person buying a Hyundai Accent or a Hyundai Venue, you know, next door, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So It's 1 a.m. in the UK. You really want to see this tonight, and I'm all right with that. Thank you so much for coming out. You enjoy the live streams? Yeah, man, I have so much fun doing the live streams. Anytime I get a chance, like, am I the most excited about the GV60? No, because we've already seen the Ioniq 5 and the EV6, and it's going to be similar. We've already seen the exterior and interior. So there are not a whole lot of surprises left for us, but it's an excuse for me to hang out with you guys and talk about cars. Like, to me, that's why I do what I do. It's one of the more fun things to do with being on YouTube is doing live stream and hanging out with you guys from all around the world. It's like crazy. It's like an international pub, just talking about cars and having a drink while we're at it. So it's amazing. Steven says the Kirk's review in the GV70 was great. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. So when he saw the look of the GV60 green color, so yeah, it was like it was more like a radioactive or yellow. Let's see if I can find it. I know I have it on my computer. A radioactive yellow. This is when they showed the vehicle for the first time, it was in this color, and everyone just kind of face palmed. Like, look how much better it looks in white here. And they showed us this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's disgusting. I like the blue interior. I don't like these silver accents at all. I think the silver accents look cheap. They look like 90s electronics, which, I mean, retro is good and all, but like the bulbous switchgear here just does not look good in my opinion. That's just me. Here's the dial to change the gear. Forward, backwards, and park, and maybe neutral. And here's the rotary dial for the infotainment, which is obviously here. And the screen is a little bit different. This looks more like the 12-inch screen than the 14-inch screen we see in typical Genesis vehicles. The climate control, interestingly, it's a little bit different than the GV70 I was in. These buttons look higher quality. I didn't talk about that in my review, but the buttons down here in the GV70 looked cheap as hell, and they weren't even like aligned very well. So I could have cracked on that pretty hard, but I only have so much time in reviews, you know? But the touchscreen here is great. These physical switches look to be quite a bit different than what we see in the GV70. Interestingly, so in the GV70, the heated and ventilated seat functions are here, built into the touchscreen for the climate control. But in this vehicle, they are in the armrest down yonder. Your parking sensors, your 360 camera buttons down here, heated steering wheels even down here. I know it's not the highest quality photo, but it's good enough for our purposes. I kind of like the design of this glove box. It looks really small though. I like the stitching. Digital rearview mirrors we're not going to get, or should I say digital side mirrors we don't get here. And that's something I don't think Genesis has. I don't believe they have a digital rearview mirror. Lexus is finally incorporating that with the new NX. I think they have it in the new LS as well finally, but I mean, no one buys the LS. So the pedals look good. These look just like the exact same pedals I had in the GV70 Sports Prestige package that I was just in. This is just to brighten up the MID behind here, which this is pretty 3D. I think one of the bigger things here on the GV60 is they might talk more about the heads-up display. I think the heads-up display might be a little bit more advanced on the Genesis EV than maybe the Ioniq 5 or something like that, but we'll see. It is 7:59, so this premiere will be happening any second, and it's typically really loud on premiere. So, what I don't, oh yeah, it's starting. It's starting. What I don't know how I feel about this like indent with the window trim. It would have been just fine if it continued, right? So I'll get that out of the way. I'll be quiet.
제네시스의 철학과 비전이 시작된 이곳 서울은 신석기 시대부터 존재하는 도시로 삼국, 고려, 조선을 거쳐 약 2000년의 역사를 지녔습니다. 또한 세상을 놀라게 한 지난 50년간의 경제 성장의 주축이 되었던 곳이며 서울만의 첨단 IT 인프라는 세계 그 어느 도시보다 더 미래와 가깝게 맞닿아 있습니다. 이렇게 이곳 서울은 역사와 전통에서 드러나는 우아함과 더불어 미래를 이끄는 시대의 젊은 영혼들의 역동성으로 함께 어우러지는 곳으로 대표하고 있습니다. 이 조화의 아름다움은 곧 서울 고유의 리듬이 되고 그 리듬은 제네시스만의 심장 소리로 탈바꿈되어 세상의 그 어떤 언어로도 표현되지 못한 감성과 철학을 표현합니다. 우리는 이를 디자인으로 함축하여 제네시스라는 이름으로 세상에 내보냈던 것입니다. 누구나 전기차를 탈 수 있는 시대. 앞으로 우리는 더 많은 전기차를 마주하게 될 것이지만 더 이상 전기차라는 수식어로 많은 럭셔리를 다 담아내지 못하게 될 것입니다. 이런 기술의 점진적인 발전을 목도하고 있는 이 시점에서 제네시스는 전동화 럭셔리의 새로운 기준을 선도하고자 합니다. 진정한 럭셔리는 유행이나 보편화된 개념이 아닌 시대를 초월하는 가치를 담아야 하기 때문입니다. 과거를 가슴에 품고 치열한 현재를 살아가며 꿈꾸는 미래를 그 누구보다도 가장 빠르게 현실로 맞아들이는 그런 시대 정신을 디자인해 나가는 것. 그리고 제품에 분명한 철학과 행동 양식을 담아 언의를 벗어던지고 진보를 이뤄내는 본격은 제네시스 그 자체가 됩니다. 시공을 초월하는 아름다움과 함께 미래의 럭셔리를 정의하는 것, 또한 일시적인 럭셔리가 아닌 미래의 기준까지 책임지는 럭셔리. 그 새로운 기준을 정립하기 위한 벅차오르는 설렘은 우리의 선언이 되었습니다. 제네시스만의 EV 럭셔리, 그 진보된 기술은 기존 내연기관 차에는 없는 디자인을 요구합니다. 이러한 미개척 영역을 향한 제네시스 디자인의 대담함은 바로 엠블럼에서 엿볼 수 있습니다. 브랜드를 상징하는 엠블럼에는 브랜드가 지향하는 철학의 정수, 제네시스가 추구하는 고객에 대한 아주 섬세한 배려의 태도를 GV60의 엠블럼에 집약시켰습니다. 엠블럼을 터치할 때 느껴지는 차가운 메탈 감성은 제네시스 디자인의 논리와 명철을 표현하고 장인 정신으로 정밀하게 세공된 기웃의 패턴은 단 1mm의 오차도 허용하지 않았습니다. 제네시스의 특별한 윙 로고를 형상한 GV60의 전면부는 기존 내연기관의 룰을 과감히 부수고 전동화 시대로 넘어가는 혁신을 드리웠으며 고유의 툴 아이는 만물의 모든 인터랙션을 상징하며 영원한 젊음을 지닌 역동성을 투영시켰습니다. 크레스트 그릴은 보다 낮은 위치로 이동시켜 저중심, 고성능의 EV가 요구하는 냉각 조건을 만족시켰으며 동시에 특유의 역동성을 담아 제네시스 윙 페이스를 만들어내었습니다. 날렵한 쿠페 프로파일, 긴 휠 베이스, 그리고 극단적으로 짧은 오버행은 멀리서도 한눈에 알아볼 수 있는 직감적인 새로움을 내뿜으며 번개 모양의 볼트 옐로우 크롬 라인은 과거에 얽매이지 않은 미래 디자인을 명징하게 보여주고 있습니다. 하나의 굵은 파라볼릭 볼륨으로 만들어진 측면 전체는 라인 하나조차도 용납하지 않는 깔끔함으로 그 파워풀함을 전달합니다. 기술과 디자인의 완벽한 조화는 제네시스만의 헤리티지를 계승합니다. 지속 가능한 시대를 살아가는 고객들의 삶의 품격을 드높이며 자동차의 존재만으로는 더 이상 특별함이 없음을 자신 있게 말하고 있는 것입니다. 제네시스만의 아주 우아한 방식으로 기술과 예술의 완벽한 조화를 이루며 글로벌한 하이텍 럭셔리를 제시하는 것, 소중한 손님을 영접하듯 문을 열어주는 B필러의 안면인식 기능과 예술 조각품 그 자체가 된 크리스털 스피어는 디자인 사양하기 이전 운전자의 안전을 배려하며 기존의 기술에서 없던 인생을 향한
Hopefully that motor
용기를
never
주는
breaks to flip
그 사려
around
깊은
the gear
배려를
selector.
느끼실 수 있을 것입니다.
You'd be screwed. But if anything breaks in a modern car, you're
GV60의
screwed.
바쁜 일상 속 고객만의 편안한 쉼터가 됩니다. 여백의 미를 살린 내부 공간에서 누리는 심적 평화는 마치 우주의 고요와 무한함을 체험케 하며 이 무중력 공간에서의 공명되는 아름다운 선율은 소중한 우리 고객들을 향해 세상의 모든 스트레스로부터 구원하고자 하는 우리 엔지니어들의 열의와 목표를 담았습니다. 무선 충전을 통해 스스로 배터리를 관리하며 고객이 차에서 떠난다 해도 GV60는 쉴 수가 없습니다. OTA를 통해 다음 여정을 준비해야 되기 때문입니다. 자동차와 운전자의 교감을 외치는 수많은 차들 사이에서 비교할 수 없는 가장 극명하고 또렷한 교감을 완성하는 GV60. 보이지 않는 곳까지 고객의 상상을 넘어 그 이상을 배려하는 차별화된 럭셔리 경험을 풍부하게 제안합니다. 배려가 없다면 그것은 제네시스가 될 수 없기 때문입니다. 기술과 디자인의 공존은 모두의 꿈입니다. 하지만 다 꿈을 꾼다고 그 꿈을 이룰 수는 없습니다. 우리는 이 꿈이 고객을 위한 리얼 라이프로 존재하기 위해 디자인 그 자체를 살아내고자 했습니다. 디자인은 브랜드이며 브랜드는 곧 디자인입니다. 디자인을 넘어선 디자인 브랜드의 가치를 예술로 완성하는 것입니다. 우리는 제네시스 브랜드를 통해 장인 정신으로 만들어가는 세상에 단 한 벌밖에 없는 맞춤 수제 정장처럼 단 한 줄의 스트라이프 라인, 스티치의 간격마저도 정교함을 가진 오트콜처의 정신을 추구합니다. 이런 본질적인 가치, 타협하지 않는 고집스러운 태도, 즉 obsession to detail이야말로 제네시스가 고객들에게 전할 수 있는 가장 특별한 가치라고 생각하기 때문입니다. 제네시스의 첫 번째 전용 EV GV60. 지속 가능한 미래를 향한 가장 완벽한 출발점이라고 감히 말씀드리고 싶습니다. 미래를 향해 가장 안전하고 가장 아름답고 가장 편리하게 책임 있는 럭셔리의 그 선두에 설 준비가 되셨다면 GV60와 함께 이 완벽한 인생의 여정을 맞이하길 소망합니다.
Hello, everyone. I am the first dedicated EV from Genesis.
What
the
does it
GV60.
speak? It speaks
For the past
English?
3 years, I waited for this moment, so I'm excited to finally
Oh,
be
it's
here.
okay. It's Ki Hong
What you
Lee.
just witnessed
Okay.
is only the tip of the iceberg. Now this is Grace. Let me take you through her day. Her hands are so full. See how I unlocked the door for her? Just
Creepy.
look at me, and I'll do the
So
rest for you.
Creepy.
Unlocked. Even without a car key, I can
Well,
identify
in the
you with your
GV70, there's a
fingerprint.
fingerprint sensor. Of course, I wasn't
As
using
you know,
it, but
us EVs are so quiet. The moment you press the start button, this elegant crystal sphere rotates into gear mode. That's how I care for your safety.
it looks like
This
a
simple feature,
rotary
I let you
telephone
know that my
dial. You know what
power
I'm
is on
saying?
and that I'm
Maybe you
ready
guys
to go.
don't. Maybe you're not old enough.
Now
But
off
a
we
rotary
go.
phone?
smooth
That's what
and
it looks like.
dynamic. And a bit of music to make your drive complete. And here we are. As long as you have your smartphone, with just a simple touch, I'll lock the doors for you. Another way of making your life convenient. I hope Grace enjoyed her day. I am designed to understand your needs and truly connect with you. This is how I take care of you. But that's not all. Here is my friend Ed. He's usually a gentle driver, but sometimes he looks for something dynamic.
Boost.
Go
Boost
ahead,
button.
Ed. Press the boost mode button.
Okay, what did it say? Oh, there's a subtitle there.
Isn't that fun?
It's like boosted 40 horsepower for a few seconds. Did you guys catch that?
One last surprise. Check out my hidden drift mode.
Drift mode.
Now that's how you experience performance. I'm your GV60, full of
Drift
life
mode.
and energy. I care for your needs and give you a truly dynamic driving experience whenever, wherever you need. I look forward to the journey that we'll go on together. Plug into your senses. The Genesis GV60.
They got me at drift mode. Is that it? That's it. It's over. That is it. So, okay, hold the phone here. Hold the phone. Tell me they have more information. No. They don't even have more information on their page here. I thought they were going to talk more about like power outputs and things. All we got was that boost button that I don't know if any of you guys caught, but in the subtitles it said like, I don't know, 40 horsepower boost for 30 seconds or something. So, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. But I feel like that was just another teaser. We already heard about wireless charging. Did anything else for you guys? Were you surprised about anything else? I mean, the drift mode was a surprise. And the boost button. So wait, what's on the bottom right? These are just motorsports concepts. So this is based off. These aren't even real. These are digital. So yeah, it's in Gran Turismo. Oh wait. Yeah, Gran Turismo video game. So nothing to worry about. I think that's a Concept X. I think that's what it's based off of. Wow, there's nothing. So sometimes Genesis is sneaky. So if I look up GV60, whoops, not live stream. But sometimes they share more information with like CNET, for example. So yeah, like Green Car Reports, they already had all this information pre-embargo. So like, here we go. Like I mentioned, CNET, there you go. So we're over at CNET and let's see what else they have to say about it. Okay, we already know about the facial recognition. Blue and lime. We already knew the interior. The rotary dial. Okay, so okay. Car on. Cool shoes, bro. It is. And the LED lighting still works inside there. Oh, it's a girl. I said cool. Well, I'm assuming it's a girl. I said cool. Oh, no, it's a boy. It's a boy with his nails painted. I'm guessing, right? I mean, those arms are kind of hairy. But anyways, you never know. I got caught up on that. Okay, here we go. Genesis, there's initial rear-wheel drive model, 70, okay. In Korea, there will be 2 different all-wheel drive versions, including a performance model with 429 horsepower. But I expect the GV60's powertrain lineup to mimic that of the Ioniq 5 and EV6, including the ability to charge. Okay, yep. It has really fast charging, the 800-volt system. No range figures, of course, around 250 miles. GV60 will go on sale in the US early 2022. Price tag around $50,000. So this person has seen it in person. Okay, so they're saying it looks pretty good. I mean, obviously, they're not going to talk shit on it with going to the event. I mean, if I go to someone's event, I don't talk shit on their cars. So I'm more like, if I have something bad to say about the car, I wait for the review when I have the car for a week, where I can kind of like let those things sink in for a little bit. So focus, Kirk. Yeah, exactly. So 429 horsepower, which we don't see this sort of setup here in America quite yet, but I expect this to come. So what was it again? 429. So these are the motors, or pretty close to what we're expecting for the motors. Now they can overboost and things like that, so that changes the power outputs a tad. So it's kind of tough. So if there's 429 horsepower, the largest motor makes 288 minus 429, it's 141 horsepower. So it probably mixes, we could do a couple things. It could mix this large motor with the medium motor. That's pretty close to the 429, right? That's 288 plus 167. A little bit high, but it's a possibility. Or they could do 2 of these motors. This is the probably they just put 2 of these medium motors in it. The 215 horsepower gets you to 430, and that's about right. So that's more than likely what they're going to do, is use 2 of these medium motors, and gets us about 500 pound-feet of torque. That's pretty crazy. But 230 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. So you're talking 430 horsepower and over 500 pound-feet of torque there. So hopefully that comes to the United States. That would be amazing. Obviously, that vehicle would not come at $50,000. That's more like a $70,000 to $80,000 vehicle is what I'm expecting. So time will tell. But yeah, we're going to end it there. Any last questions, guys, before we wrap it up tonight? It was kind of a spur of the moment live stream. I was hoping for some more nuggets than what we got, but wireless charging is pretty cool. It's definitely a part of the future. And drift mode is pretty neat. And the fact that there's a high power output of around 430 horsepower coming to Korea probably means it's coming here to the United States as well. So Everyday Affair, thank you for coming out. You didn't miss much. We just kind of hung out, watched the premiere for the GV60. There's just a little bit more information. It should be out first half of 2022, is what they're saying. They say early 2022, but we'll see with the disruptions in the supply chain and things like that. So what do you guys think? Anyways, thank you so much for coming out. I enjoyed every minute hanging out with you guys. 220 base horsepower is base for the Audi. The new Audi e-trons coming out, things like that. Yeah. I mean, 220 horsepower electrified is different than 220 horsepower, obviously coming from a gasoline or diesel engine, because the torque and the power is just right there all the time. Kirk makes some used car videos. I just made one yesterday about how expensive used cars are right now. I still feel the same way about the cars I did before the reveal? Yeah, nothing's changed. It's not like I didn't like the car before. I wish the first EV from Genesis was a little bit more aggressive looking, to be honest. I wish it was a little bit more masculine. Like the, sorry, I hit the mic. The X concept, Genesis X concept. This thing is badass, and that would have been amazing to have a little bit more aggressive looks like this vehicle. But we get the GV60, which is not a bad looking vehicle, but it's certainly not their best looking vehicle. I think the GV70 looks better. The G80, the G70 both look better than the GV60. And this X concept would probably take the cake out of all of them. But yeah, it's still just in concept form. It has, I mean, from this angle, it looks insane. But if you look at it from this angle, it doesn't look right. You know, like the silhouette of the roof line doesn't look right to me. And the lines just don't look like they should, you know. But man, from this angle, like the vehicle looks insane. Looks really, really good from the front. So yeah, if they can figure out these proportions, which don't, it looks almost more like a Challenger from this, you know, from this angle or something. It looks more like a muscle car. And then from this angle, it looks like a futuristic electric car. So did I ever check out the Wrx Sti leaked article? No, I haven't heard about it. Made someone who hated a 2022 RX change their thoughts for the STI. Interesting. Leaked 2022 Wrx Sti, or it's just STI now. Right, they don't call it the Wrx Sti. Okay. Oh, what? Why did my screen just go? The heck? Like, not let me look at it. But it looks cool. Looks cool. Paint match fenders. That's the big difference here. That's the biggest difference. I mean, if the fenders were paint matched, I mean, the vehicle would look a lot better in the normal WRX. You better believe people are going to have paint match fenders to go over. And the bumper is just painted on the rear. It's not completely unpainted like the WRX. So they didn't really have to do much to make it a whole lot better. It's just give it more paint. Don't be so cheap. Anyways, 395 horsepower, they're saying. So yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming out tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Genesis is going fully electric by 2025. This GV60 being the first snapshot of their electric future. It's kind of hard to imagine that they'll be fully electric in just a few years. I mean, they're going to have to replace their GV80, GV70, G70, G8. They're going to have to replace all of them, at least in their current state. And they'll go on as electric GV70s, electric G70s, etc. So that's why the GV60 came out and it doesn't have anything in it like E or Electrified or GE 60, because all their vehicles in the future are just going to be electric. So yeah, they don't need to beat a dead horse with the electrification in the nomenclature. So everything is just going to, the GV70 will be fully electric by 2025 or whenever the new redesign comes out, essentially. So anyways, guys, I will end it there. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more stuff. Like, tomorrow's the first of the month, and I'm going to go over sales. Like, you have no idea how excited I am. Rumors are saying, that Toyota is going to slaughter General Motors in Q3 for sales. And it was in Q2 that Toyota passed General Motors for the first time ever for total sales in a quarter here in the United States. So yeah, what we're going to see tomorrow could be a bloodbath for Toyota, as they have a better relationship and a better sifting and sorting with their suppliers than obviously General Motors and Ford. But yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. First of the month. That's all I can say. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, it was a great stream. Thank you guys for coming from all over the world. Like, it just blows my mind. I'm just sitting in my spare bedroom in South Florida, and you guys are coming from East Coast, West Coast, Eastern Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere, etc. It's outer space, probably. Some of you guys are weird like that. But anyways, have a good night. Cheers. And catch you in the next one. Peace out.